Hi, and welcome back to Wildman Wheels. Today, we finally get this old Scout running, driving, and out on the back roads. And we're gonna take her out and have a good old time. We got a lot of work we got to do to this old girl. She was so close, and yet now we're so far. It's always one step forward and two steps back. But I think that's kind of normal, right? We got our push rods in, so let's jump into that. I want to pull all those push rods out on that side and just verify that none of the other ones are bent, and also double check and make sure that these push rods are the exact right length. If they're not, then we need to go and order some push rods that are the right length. I spent about 14 seconds doing some online research and found out that these are kind of notorious for bending push rods when you bring them out of 20-year hibernations, mainly because they kind of have a terrible oiling system for the top end. It's not great. If you had a Chevy, this would not even be a thought. You would never have to worry about this. There's a much better oiling system for the top end, but it's not super terrible. It's not like garbage, and it's not that like it can't work. It's just, you know. With that being said, I do want to verify that we are getting oil to the top, make sure that we got that going on, make sure all the valves are free. One of the things that people are saying online is that old gas, varnished gas, if you run the engine on some old gas, varnished gas, it can actually cause the valves to varnish and stick, and that'll cause your push rods to bend. The other thing is there's not enough oil getting up to the rocker arms. That can cause the rocker arms to become tight or seized. That can cause your valves to bend. So those are the two things. So we need to verify that we're getting oil to the top, make sure that the rockers are actually getting oil, and also make sure that the valves are not gummed up and make sure those are getting oil. And if we can do both of those things, then I think we can just throw some new push rods in this bad boy and she should be good to go. The sending unit actually came in for the fuel tank. So let's drop the fuel tank, get a sending unit put in there. And maybe while we get the fuel tank out, we can actually look at it and see, you know, how much terrible gas is in there. I don't think there was really much of any, but you know how things go. Oh, and I just happened to look at this too hard and snapped off the check valve, you know, that goes right here on the brake booster. So we got a new one of those coming. All right, so a closer inspection here, you can see that we are getting oil, and that's brand new fresh oil. We did just change the oil. So we are getting oil up here, and if you look, these guys are not stuck on the shaft at all, but that doesn't mean that they might not potentially stick. But I don't know, they seem to have plenty of clearance. But on each of these, we can see there's a nice little puddle of oil there, puddle of oil there. All of these have oil. So I know we're getting oil up here, and you can also see the oil kind of pooling down there to the bottom of the head. So my first concern is that the valves themselves are sticky. So we're going to start by tapping on both of those valves and make sure that those valves are not sticky, make sure that they're working properly. We'll pull the spark plugs, we'll double check the inside of the cylinders, make sure we don't have any bent valves. If it's the exhaust valve that's stuck, that would be less common, and that would point to the rocker seizing on the shaft, where if it's the intake valve, that kind of lends more towards the gas having varnished the valve and caused the valve to stick, which would then potentially bend your push rods. So let's check these valves real quick. Okay, we have great news. These valves, they were stuck. Both of them were actually really stuck. I couldn't get them to move, and I ended up having to use the old Persuader 200 and a brass punch to tap on those valves to get them to actually free up. And when I first tapped on them, they actually would just go in further and further and not return. And then I'd tap on them, and then they kind of pop back up. I did go ahead and spray some carb and choke cleaner down inside of there, along with some of the old super slick stuff, and onto the spring to hopefully get onto the valve stem, and then continued to tap on them until they would return every time I would hammer on it. Then I got me the old adjustable wrench here, hooked it onto the rocker like this, and just kept working them back and forth until I was able to get full range of movement on both of the valves and get them nice and freed up. I did also pull this push rod out and this push rod out, double checked to make they were straight, and also verified that these new push rods that we got are exactly the same length, like exactly. The other thing that I did was I took these lifters and I soaked them in diesel fuel for, a day or 7. Hit them with the old emery cloth just to kind of clean them up a little bit. And these things are looking absolutely great. Made sure the little cups inside of there are spinning freely. So these guys should pump up nicely and should work perfectly. So let's get these guys dropped into place. Let's get our push rods dropped into place. And then I'm going to be using the crescent wrench here to collapse the spring and then snap the push rod up on the underneath side here into the little cup, into the little seat. I did that with this one and this one, so we didn't have to take these guys off. So I think that's the easiest way to do that. Did I ruin the oil in this by using carb and choke cleaner in order to clean off the valve stems and to help them get freed up? Yes, I absolutely did. And you know what? I'm super okay with that. I'd rather ruin $40 or $50 worth of oil than spend a lot more dollars trying to fix a head or replace a camshaft or something. So let's get these guys put in there. Then we'll go ahead and rotate the engine over, make sure all the valves are moving nice and smooth. We'll pull the spark plugs out and we'll just rotate this thing over until we see oil coming out and make sure everything up here is getting properly lubricated. And then on to the next thing. Got our little magnet here. Get the magnet centered. Okay, lifters in place. Perfect. It's a little bit of a tight fit. Okay. Perfect. Lifters are back in place. Could this be a field repair or a trail repair? Yes. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Push rod is in place. Push rod is in place. Let's do the easy one first. Perfect. Push rod is on. Can we do this one? Perfect. Push rod is on. Perfect. Awesome. All right. We have all the spark plugs out. We have the key, the ignition is off. Also, we don't have any spark plugs connected to anything, so we shouldn't have to worry about that. So let's go ahead and just bump this over a couple times. Let's make sure this guy and this guy are moving and nothing's looking too bindy or pushy or tweaky or anything like that. Okay, here we go. Okay, the lifters are filling with oil. See this oil right here? These are filling with oil. Just dribbling down. See how these are now filling up with oil? So we are getting oil up here. That's good. Okay, and it's actually dribbling down. We can now see that's dribbling down. Yeah. Okay. We've got oil pressure. We've got oil making it up here into the rockers. We've got oil making it to the valves. All the valves are moving. Somebody got crazy with the RTV when they were putting this thing together. I mean, we got it schmooed all over the rocker arms and everything. And in all honesty, if you were in this situation on the trail, you lost a valve, a push rod got bent for whatever reason, you could do this repair in the field or on the trail. Get the push rod out. These are solid push rods. They're not hollow in the middle. They don't have oil flowing through them. So you could hammer them flat, hammer them straight. And yeah, are they going to be perfect? No, but could you get them straight enough to get you home? You better believe it. Get them put back in there and run the thing. Get her back home. You could totally do this on the trail. So that's kind of awesome. That's kind of the way these old vehicles are. They're really designed to just, you can fix them. Bubble gum and tennis shoelace, and you can put these things back on the road. So let's get this valve cover back together. Let's get all the spark plugs back in. Well, let's start it. Let's just start it and listen to her purr like a kitten again for the 14th time. All right, we got her all back together. Got spark plugs back in, valve covers back on nice and tight. We're ready to fire this bad dude up. Put a little bit of Marvel Mist Oil in the carburetor directly. Put some in the gas tank. So hopefully we can keep that running through and make sure that the valves stay nice and lubricated, at least for now, so they don't potentially stick again. I don't know, but here we go. Might help if I hook up the battery. Okay, here we go. So yeah, I'm just gonna let her run. I'm gonna put up all the tools. It's getting really late, so I'm gonna shut her down for the night, and then tomorrow we're gonna get right back at it. And yeah, we just check the next thing off the list. So yeah. All right, guys, we're back. We have a box of parts right here from Anything Scout, and we got all kinds of goodies here. We've got this gasket right here is the windshield frame to cab. So this goes underneath the windshield frame, where it seals between the windshield frame and the body down on the underneath side there. We have the windshield frame to top gasket right here. We'll zoom you guys out so you can see stuff. We also have the bedsides, left and right. Bedside gaskets that runs the length of here. We're going to be replacing both of those. And, yep, we got the fuel sending unit. This is a reproduction sending unit. So this is a direct fit OEM reproduction sending unit. Surprisingly not expensive, guys. So don't get all weird about it. It does have the nice little brass float, all of that, right? I got these seals because we're gonna be taking the top off, okay? And we know that seal across the top up here probably hasn't come off in at least 20 years, probably longer. Same with these guys. And as soon as we take those off, they're gonna rip, peel, tear, they're ruined. Also, the gasket that runs along the bottom of the frame, or along the bottom of the windshield frame here, that's been there since the thing was made. So that's like 46 or 47 years old. So that needs to be replaced as well. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. This wasn't that bad, guys. It's not that bad. But yeah, sending unit, so we can get the gas gauge working. So I decided, cool, let's do that. Oh, it's got a receiver hitch. No worries. We'll get that unbolted. We'll get that out of the way. Or maybe it's not going to be in the way. And then I looked and went, oh yeah, it's definitely going to be in the way. We're not going to be able to get this tank down. So we're going to have to get this unbolted. And then I started looking a little closer. And then I realized, nope. Somebody decided to booger weld that on 14 million years ago. So we're going to need to cut all of this off so we can get the tank down. So we put a new fuel sending unit in it. And hey, maybe while we're in there, we'll put a couple new hoses in there. Make the thing, you know, not leak or something. So we got that going for us. But I decided, you know what I'm going to do? I got one part, right? Because when I was over here doing the valve, pulling the valve covers off and checking on the push rods, I looked at our little vacuum valve here for our brake booster. I just looked at it and it broke, just snapped right clean in half. So I went and got a new one, you know, genuine GM part there. And got a new hose for it, right? Because you know, the old one's old and crusty. Let's get a new one. And then I realized that the new hose is a lot bigger in diameter than the old hose because, you know, Chevy stuff's a little beefier than the international stuff. We'll get a brass fitting that's a 90 degree, so it kind of, you know, pokes over here. So we really kind of clean this up a little bit. So basically what I'm saying is I can't really do anything tonight, which is kind of frustrating because, but any of you that have done projects like this, you know, this is exactly how it goes. The only thing we can do, the only right thing to do is we just got to take this thing out and rally it. We just got to, and so I think that's what I'm going to do. So I had a really busy week this week at work. It's Thursday, and we got push rods put in the engine, which obviously is like 12 minutes worth of work. So we're going to get this hooked up. So we got brakes. I'm going to do that tomorrow. It's Friday. New air filter tomorrow. It's Friday. And then Saturday morning, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go rally this thing. We're just going to just right back here, right behind, and we're just going to go drive it around. We're going to enjoy it. We'll get the windshield frame. We'll go out and have fun with it. We'll get the rockers done. We'll go have fun with it. We'll cut the thing off the back, drop the tank, get that fixed. We'll go have fun with it. Get the carpet replaced. Go have fun with it. Get the upholstery fixed. Go have fun with it. Sand and paint. Go have fun with it. You know, you see what I'm saying? You got to just keep having fun with it. Otherwise, it gets boring and old and miserable. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got her out. We got her out on the back roads. We got her out on the trails. She's running good, and then she's kind of running a little rough, and then she's kind of running good. And to be honest with you, I think she's just working through some bad gas in the tank. She's just, you know, carburetor's kind of coming back around, and she's just going to take a little bit of time. You can hear there's a little bit of lift or knock, but as we drive it more, the knock kind of comes and goes, and it's just kind of, she's slowly working her way out. So that's all you can really ask for. Let's see how she does on this little hill. Oh yeah, no problem at all. No problem at all. This thing is, she's a beast. Off-road, this thing's a beast. What can I say? All right, well, this isn't really rough. or particularly difficult by any stretch of the imagination. But we finally got her out on the dirt roads. Oh yeah, piece of cake. You know, I really can't be happier with this thing. She's really coming back around. She just needed some, you know, she just needed to get out and do a little driving. That's, a lot of times, that's all these old things need. They just get them running and just take them out and just drive them. Just, stuff just kind of starts coming back around. I don't know if you can notice, but the ticking, I think we got a lifter that's, you know, she's a little rough, right? But she seems to be coming back around. I also think what I'm probably going to end up doing is, I got 1030 in it right now. I think we'll probably go ahead and bump that up to some 1540, some diesel engine oil. That'll really be helpful for the flat tappet lifters, right? That'll really help those out quite a bit. And I think she probably needs a little more oil pieces, but man, I'm having a blast out here with this thing. And to be honest, guys, that's why we do this. That's why we get these old cars. That's why we get them running and driving again, is to go have fun with them, right? Whether you get something, you know, an off-road rig like this, or a Jeep, or a Blazer, or a Bronco, or something, you know, and just take it out and just cruise the dirt roads. Or hey, maybe you got you a Chevelle or a pickup truck or something like that, and you just want to go cruise it around town. Just go cruise, you know, on the weekends. Whatever it is, just, you got to get them running and just get out there and enjoy them. This thing's got plenty of rust. It's got plenty of stuff that needs, it's rough, right? We know that, but that's okay. It's rough, and look at us. We're out having a blast today. This could be you. So get out there and get your project. Just get it running. Wherever it's at right now, just get it running and driving. You can work out the kinks and the details later, but just get it driving today and get out and enjoy it. If you don't ever enjoy it, you never drive it around, you're never gonna work on it. That's a rough road. All right, well, that I think was an absolutely wonderful test drive. She kind of, you know, I want to say she kind of broke out of her shell, right? Because you can get it running really good in the shop, you know, sitting there tuning on it, but taking it out for a drive really makes a big difference. It's changed the way it's driven a lot. I've had to add a lot more fuel to it. Running gooder-ish. I can hear we got lightning leaking. I got the wrong ones. I got 90-degree boots. They need to be straight. You know what I think this thing deserves now? I think it deserves a wash. I'm not going to get super crazy with it, but as you can hear now, it's idling high and then it idles low, and I think it's a combination of the carburetor probably needs to be taken apart and cleaned and rebuilt and put back together. Not really looking forward to that. Never done a thermo quad before, so I don't really know what I'm doing. But I think it's also a combination of that and just bad gas. Every once in a while you get that whiff and you're just like, oof, that is not good gas. So we just got pure varnish kind of running through this thing. I put, I want to say 7 gallons of fresh gas in it, and couple few ounces of Marvel Mist Oil in the gas, just to kind of make sure we're keeping the upper cylinder lubricated while she's chewing through whatever's left of the bad gas. Let's get her lame electric pressure washer out. Let's clean this engine off. Let's just see how many leaks it has. Also, it's basically new. I don't know if you can tell. I put a little new car smell Christmas tree in it, and that basically means it's brand spanking new now. Remember when foam cannons were just like, oh my gosh. And everybody had a foam cannon. Every time you logged onto your Facebook or your YouTube, there was a short or a reel. Somebody's spraying down a dirt bike with the foam cannon. Yeah. Well, I decided to get a foam cannon. Of course, it's the cheapest one I get. You know, the Harbor Freight one. I don't know if it's any good or even worth it. But I guess we're about to find out, aren't we? Let's go ahead and get this engine base soaking. It ain't pretty. Well, you've seen it. She needs some love. I mean, she's just got like 50 years of grit and grime and build up on every surface. Currently using the best soap known to man, Dawn dish soap. Costs like $3 for a thing of soap, and it actually works good. I live on a dirt road, so I'm washing it right now, but as soon as I drive this thing again, before I even make it to asphalt, it's gonna be dirty again. That's all right. Looks good for YouTube. Oh, I see water just boiling up inside the tub. That's great. So much paint coming off of this thing, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's not ridiculous. We already knew that was going to happen.
The verse of the week, Isaiah chapter 53, verses 3 through 9. He was despised and rejected, a man of sorrows, acquainted with deepest grief. We turned our backs on him and looked the other way. He was despised, and we did not care. Yet it was our weaknesses he carried. It was our sorrows that weighed him down. And we thought his troubles were a punishment from God, a punishment for his own sins. But he was pierced for our rebellion, crushed for our sins. He was beaten so we could be whole. He was whipped so we could be healed. All of us, like sheep, have strayed away. We have left God's paths to follow our own. Yet the Lord laid on him the sins of us all. He was oppressed and treated harshly, yet he never said a word. He was led like a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep is silent before the shearers, he did not open his mouth. Unjustly condemned, he was led away. No one cared that he died without descendants, that his life was cut short in midstream, but he was struck down for the rebellion of my people. He had done no wrong and had never deceived anyone, but he was buried like a criminal. He was put in a rich man's grave.
So we went ahead and blew out most of the loose rust that's in here, and you can see it's just too far gone. Also on the inside of the cab, I noticed this while I was driving around. Hadn't seen it before, but yeah, she's totally rusted out right through here. So, ooh, it is musty in here. Let's get all these windows open. So let this thing start airing out, because plenty of the water made it inside. It's just, 50-year-old gaskets. Ooh, it's musty. It's an interesting smell. It's a mixture of old, it's an ashtray, cigarette ashtray with new car scent. It's very interesting flavor. Like I was saying, it's a shame that the windshield frame is so rusted out, because in all honesty, just throwing some of you know, some vice grips, some of Derek's shine juice on this thing, and she'd be fine. I'd just leave it. I wouldn't even mess with the paint. Cut them out, welded new ones in. I would try to get a can, you know, matching paint. Try to get it matched as close as I can. Paint that and just walk away, you know, and it would be close enough. And you're only going to see it when the door's open, you know. Door's closed, you don't see any of that, so it would be fine. But, you know, it is what it is. Wow, she looks a lot better. She looks a lot better in here. Well, you can actually read the stickers, and oh, hey, there's my vacuum ports, and there's our emissions control information, engine idle setting procedure. Whoever painted this, they cleared over everything. Look at that, clear, right on the chrome. And there's, what's the purpose for that? I don't know. This chrome is beautiful underneath. The wheels even had clear on them. But yeah, if you get rid of all this clear, right, that's what really makes it look bad. Just get down to the base coat. She wouldn't look too bad. She really wouldn't. Good enough for me. I'd drive around in it. Next weekend, I'm planning on taking this thing out. I'm gonna go with a buddy of mine, and we're gonna go cruising. And we might, I don't know. I don't think we've actually figured out exactly where we're gonna go, but it's gonna be somewhere fun. It's gonna be somewhere cool, and you guys are not gonna wanna miss it. So, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate all of you guys that are watching along with this. I'm having an absolute blast, and I hope you guys are enjoying it too. If you like what you're seeing here, tell your friends. Tell your friends about the channel. Tell them to watch. Send them a link, you know, whatever. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you liked it, subscribe. You know, if I did a good job and you think my videos are, you know, okay, and I'm not super terrible, you know, throw me a little subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And I appreciate it. I appreciate every single one of you. We've got 340 something, 42 subscribers at this point in time. It was amazing. Like, I'd never expected this. This is amazing. It really kind of gives me a lot of encouragement to keep going and try to get better, right? My goal someday is to make good videos that people like to watch. And as time goes on, I'm just gonna get better. I'm just gonna get better. It's like with anything. You just, you know, first few tries, it's pretty terrible, and you get better as time goes on. So for all of you that stuck in there, stuck along with me for the ride, I appreciate it. I really do. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. And we'll see you next week when we go take this thing out on a proper, like, we're going to actually get it on the road, like drive it around. We got to get the transmission hooked up. There's shift down linkage and terrible ground connectors, and just, she needs, you know, she just needs the stuff that every 20-year-old car needs to get back on the road. So have yourselves a wonderful weekend, and we'll catch you next week. I'll be right here every week, forever, until I die. All right, real quick before we go, I turned all the lights off in the shop, and if you look down here, oh yeah, you can see it. She's leaking electricity. So that'll cause it to not run super great. Let's fix that. All right, let's try this again. Notice how much better it instantaneously runs? It's funny when it's running on 8 cylinders instead of 7. But that's a little hack for you guys. It's easier to see them at night. Check the distributor. You'll see them. In the daytime, it can be hard sometimes to see, but at night, man, they'll just glow. They'll pop right up.